Hey, welcome to another edition of Canadian Auto. Our first Friday video and our very first car review. We're not reviewing this though. Today, we're talking about a brand new 2015 Ford Focus ST on loan from Parkside Ford Lincoln. Huge thanks to Rolf and Jesse for making this possible. And without further ado, the Focus. Today we're reviewing a 2015 Ford Focus ST. This car is in the magnetic metallic finish with two satin black racing stripes coming from valence to valence. Now, a little known fact about these cars is that these stripes actually add 5 horsepower per stripe. Now, this car is the ST model. Now, with the ST package, you get 17-inch sparkle silver painted aluminum wheels wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires. Great for summer performance. Along with that, you also have a rear diffuser, dual chrome exhaust tips, a custom spoiler up on the top, and a beautiful front chin spoiler. This car looks amazing in the finish that it's in. The Focus has been known for many years to be a starter car, a soccer mom's car, something that you give your kid because it doesn't have much power and you can't do any damage with it. Well, friends, this car can do damage. Nearly 200 horsepower, 6-speed transmission, turbo. This is one of the best examples of machinery that Ford has ever put out. Coming into the interior of the ST, the first thing you'll notice is the 3 gauges up on the dash. You have your oil temperature, your boost, and your oil pressure. These are amazingly useful for racing and for just general driving. Coming down from that, you have the standard equipment group stereo. The stereo is okay, but I definitely would have gone for the upgraded premium sound group option. But this one will do for most people. It is not the premium sound that you would come to expect from a performance sound system, but it's definitely much better than stock. Below that, you have your heating controls here, and once again, they're very standard, very basic, but they do their job well. This is equipped with the Winter package, so you do have heated seats, passenger and driver, with 3 heat settings, along with a heated steering wheel down here beside the shifter. The shift knob is wrapped in nice leather with an aluminum finish on top and red inlay to label each of the 6 gears and reverse. When you shift into reverse, the car will come up with the standard backup camera. Now, coming across to the instrument cluster, you have 4 standard gauges. You have your speed, which reads up to 270 kilometers per hour. We have your tachometer, which will go up to 8,000 RPM. The car does recommend when to shift using a shift system. It generally shifts around 3,000 RPM to its recommendation. You also have your engine temperature and your fuel gauge. Now, behind the gauges, you have the beautiful leather-wrapped ST steering wheel. Flat bottom badge for the ST. And on the steering wheel, you have your standard radio controls, along with cell phone controls for the Bluetooth integrated audio system. You also have your cruise control settings and your settings for the Ford MyLink. Contained in the center console is a USB input and a 3.5mm audio jack for your iPhone, iPod, or whatever other device you use. This is very, very useful for you to listen to your music while you're driving and to charge your phone. But of course, the vehicle is also equipped with MyLink Bluetooth, which allows you to connect your phone directly to the radio system, play your music, take phone calls through the system, and make phone calls through the system. It's very, very useful, very nice to use while you're driving. Now, another feature, which is only in the ST models, and only in some ST models, is the Recaro leather seats. These seats are beautifully bolstered down in the base of the cushion and, of course, up on the sides. And they're embroidered with the ST and the Recaro logo. These are performance race seats, and they hold you in your place very well during sharp corners and aggressive accelerations. Now, hopping into the back seat of the Focus, you have beautiful leather seats with white stitching on them. Now, of course, the seats do not have very much legroom, but there is a decent amount of headroom. Now, the one thing you have to remember is this is a Ford Focus hatchback, which means you're not going to have the back seat space that you'll have in the larger sedans. But it is definitely very good for the size of the vehicle. The most moderate sized people will fit back here. I'm 6'4" and I'm sitting pretty comfortably. The rear seats are, of course, also complete power and auto down. In the center of the leather seats, you have a pull-down cup holder armrest combo. And also, all of the seats do fold entirely flat for cargo storage, where in the back you have tons of space to store whatever you're hauling. Now, when you're driving the ST, you can really feel the power. You can feel that the car just wants to go. And the 6-speed transmission makes it all the more fun. Even if you don't know how to drive standard, I would highly recommend, if you're planning on ordering a Focus ST, order it with the 6-speed gearbox and learn, because you will be missing out on so much entertainment if you don't. Now, the other great features that this thing has are, of course, the 2.0 liter EcoBoost engine. What's not to love about that? Once again, 6-speed transmission, high-power disc brakes front and rear, single piston in the rears, 2 piston in the fronts. So many great things about this. It also has a unique ST performance suspension on it, makes cornering absolutely great. Variable ratio power assisted electric steering. Now, what does that mean? That means you don't have a power steering pump on your engine bogging down horsepower. The power steering pump is electronic, and it will only help you as much as you need it. So, when you're going slow, it'll help you more. When you're going fast, it'll help you less. So you can keep the feeling of the car and the feeling of the steering. This is an amazing performance feature for this vehicle. Right, so now when you're driving this car, there's a few things that you should know. First of all, everyone's going to look at you and they're going to think you're an absolute goof because you're driving a Ford Focus. And then they realize that your Ford Focus has nearly 200 horsepower and they just have to shut up. Because this Ford Focus has some massive balls. At the end of the day, it's still a Ford Focus, but if you're buying a Ford Focus, this is the one to go for. And I've said Ford Focus way too many times in this sentence. I absolutely love driving this car. The 6-speed gearbox, the bolstered seats, the beautiful 10 and 2 grips on this steering wheel, and the flat bottom. If you're a tall person, you love a flat bottom steering wheel because you're not nailing your knees every time you go to make a turn. The other reason that I love this car is how driver friendly it is. The car has a backup camera. The car has blind spot mirrors. The car has a great readout, dead center of the gauge cluster, which shows you which lights are on, which doors are open, what fuel economy you're getting, how far you've gone on your trip, how much you have left in your tank. So much more. I could talk about this car all day long. Well, we hope you enjoyed our review of the 2015 Ford Focus ST. We'd like to send a huge thanks out to Parkside Ford Lincoln, and in particular Jesse and Ralph, who helped make this video possible. You can always look forward to new videos every single Friday and brand new car reviews. So we'll see you all next Friday.
And remember, Cam cuts the mustard every time.